Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. How is everybody doing? How are we feeling? Udinese against Roma all over again, 2.0. It's a little match preview. I'm not going to call this a match preview because I don't think many things change when we speak about them. I think, the fact that we played this game 2 weeks ago, I don't think there's nothing new. The new things are obviously going to be on our approach towards this game, on the formation that we're going to use. And the biggest thing, the biggest change from a few weeks ago is definitely the fact that Udinese have changed manager, Cannavaro in, Cioffi out, and how that can influence the game. But yeah, how are we feeling? It's a weird one tomorrow. Tomorrow evening is going to be a weird one because 20 minutes, it's not a lot of time. 20 minutes is a sprint. The way I see this is any football game that we normally play is a marathon. This is a sprint. And if anybody does athletics, if anybody is planning on doing and having an athletics career, then you will know that preparing for a long distance and a marathon is very, very, very difficult and very, very different from preparing a 100-meter race. I used to do athletics when I was younger and I was really good at short distances and I was really, really, really bad at long distances. So the fact that, you might think, oh, well, I'm fast, then of course I'm gonna be good at long distances as well. That's wrong. It's a style of game tomorrow that we've never approached before because it doesn't normally happen. And it's one of those games where we need to be on top of everything from the second the referee blows the whistle. So we're gonna discuss about this today. Obviously, I'm gonna start off by re-talking about Udinese a bit. I also do want to mention the rules because a lot of people might be asking, oh, how does this work? How much time is left? What formation? What players can Diros use? How do the substitution counts? So we'll get into this weird game, this weird match preview in a second. But before, I would like to set a like target. If we can get 100 likes on this video, it would be great. If we can get 100 likes tomorrow, Roma scores 2 goals in 20 minutes. Don't risk it. It takes 2 seconds, and you never know, we might end up doing it. And 3 points tomorrow, just like 3 points on Sunday, just like 3 points next week, can be the changing factor and the decisive factor of us playing in next season's Champions League. It's that stage of the season. We've discussed this in the match reaction of the Bologna game. Every game has its own story. Every game has its own responsibility. And losing points in a game means drowning underwater. And getting 3 points in any game means flying up high. And our momentum, our attitude, our mentality is going to fluctuate on the behalf of these games. So, yeah, I mean, the rate of these games is unreal. I've said this so many times, but the rate of these games is unreal. It feels like yesterday that I was at the stadium against Bologna, and it feels like it was 2 days ago that we beat Milan in the Europa League, and all of a sudden I just close my eyes, and then we've got Udinese tomorrow, and then after tomorrow's game ends, we close our eyes, and the next day we're going to have Napoli. The rate is big, the rate is extremely quick, and the problem here is this, a question which I kind of ask myself here is, how many games have we won starting and playing with our B team, so with our reserves, with our substitutes? The answer is none. Because the difference and the problem at this football club is the difference in players. Starting every game with the best formation is possible, but you're going to drain them out and they're going to eventually knacker themselves out. And we see this because they look absolutely dead 3 days after a Europa League game when they need to step up in a game. But then when you switch the cards around and you put the B team to give the A team a rest, the B team doesn't perform. So this is unfortunately the underlying factor of why we're stuck in this loop, and unfortunately why we've not been qualifying for the Champions League in these past 6 years. The difference between our starting formation and our substitutes is big, which is why I don't think tomorrow we've got time for substitutes. We don't have time for the weaker players. Tomorrow really is 20 minutes of fire. Tomorrow is 20 minutes where you need to see intensity, you need to see energy. Tomorrow is the classic game where for once in a while I would actually say we need to risk losing it by winning it. I think tomorrow's game, you define it like this. It's so important to try and get the 3 points tomorrow that it's more important for us to unbalance ourselves and try to find a goal in 20 minutes and risking to lose than playing a steady game, balancing it around, passing the ball back. Tomorrow's not about that. Tomorrow is about referee blows the whistle and we need intensity, high press, which is why I'm going to leak my predicted 11 in a second. You're probably going to look at it and you're going to go like, wow, that formation makes no sense. That formation is very risky. But we need to risk losing tomorrow's game if it means getting the 3 points. Because 1 point or 0 points, yes, is a difference. But against Udinese, there is no difference. Udinese is a team that you need to get 3 points from. And if you don't get 3 points from in this game, the road for Champions League football is slowly gonna narrow itself down in a Europa League miracle. And we do not want that, because I think that I'd give it a 30% chance we win Europa League, not more. And I think basing our Champions League campaign next season on that 30% is very, very risky. So yeah, I'm gonna go through the comments in a second. I do want to share a few words on Udinese, and then I'm gonna explain the rules that De Rossi and Cannavaro need to follow. So yeah, this is kind of a historic game, by the way. This is a historic game because it's the first game that I think in the history of this game that Udinese have played one game, the same game, changing manager. I don't think this has ever happened before. I don't think it's ever happened that in one game, the team has changed manager. So yeah, this is the first game that Roma will play against a team that has changed manager in the space of one game, because the first 70 minutes were under Cioffi. Then Udinese lost last minute against Verona in the last weekend. They sacked Cioffi, and now they appointed Cannavaro. Again, it's not going to be Cannavaro's team, just like it wasn't De Rossi's team in the first game he managed us. It's going to be Cioffi's team, just with Cannavaro in it. I'm pumped because De Rossi and Cannavaro are really good friends, and I think from an Italian national point of view, I really like how a lot of Italian teams are now appointing legends of Italian football. You look at De Rossi, you look at Cannavaro, you look at Gilardino, you look at who's there? Pirlo, Sampdoria in the Serie B. Yeah, there's definitely this new philosophy of appointing clubs. So, yeah, I think Udinese tomorrow are going to play to get a draw, 100%. I still don't think Udinese are going to get relegated. But since that game against us was suspended, Udinese have risked a bit more because they've lost a direct game against a direct rival, Verona, at the last minute, literally the last corner kick of the game. So, yeah, I think Udinese are going to play for a draw. I think Udinese don't have the quality to try and win this game in 20 minutes. Because preparing a game in 20 minutes, it's not easy. It really is not easy. I think they're going to play for the 1-1. I think they're going to try and keep this result, add it to their league table, and hope for the best. again, I wish Cannavaro the best. As I said before, when the game was suspended, Udinese have got all my respect. After all that happened with Indica and the way that the manager, Cioffi, the way that the players, the way that the fans has dealt with it, they just deserve to get safe and don't deserve to be relegated. So I wish them all the best. I wish Cannavaro all the best, but we need 3 points, because 3 points tomorrow. Again, if we get 3 points tomorrow, we'd go up another 6 points from Lazio. We'd go again. I'm not saying we're gonna catch up Bologna, but we'd narrow the gap to 4 points yet again. So again, winning tomorrow would be really a breather. It's the breather we need. But I actually have a lot of perplexities, because I understand how difficult it is to prepare a 20-minute game, because everybody needs to be on top form. Everybody needs to press, attack. Everybody needs to do the same movements, because you need to attack as a whole. Also, the fitness that requires preparing a game for 20 minutes is not convincing, seeing that we've got Napoli on Sunday, traveling all the way to Udine, and then going back and trying to fit all the schedule in one day to then come back to Rome after the game, so that you don't waste any training, so you don't waste much time, and then immediately as much as that game ends, as soon as that game ends, we can go in the focus of the Napoli game. Yeah, I think the reason behind we're playing at 8 p.m. tomorrow, Italian time, not 9 p.m. The reason behind this is because De Rossi and Roma have asked if they could just postpone it to a bit earlier, so that Roma can fit everything in a day. So leave for Udine tomorrow morning, have lunch all together, play the game at 8, 20 minutes go by, at 8:30 the game ends, at 9 you're back on the plane, maybe not at 9, at 9:30 you're back on the plane back to Rome. So yeah, it needs to be I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna play, and I'm back, because we just do not have time to mess around, we just don't, because 2 days after tomorrow's game, we've got Napoli away, which is another vital game, and then after that we've got Leverkusen. The schedule is crazy, my friends. The schedule is crazy. So yeah, which is why we didn't want to play this game tomorrow. But there's a bitch called Lotito in the Federation of Italian Football, and until we don't sack Lotito from making up with these decisions, the Italian football is always going to be a graveyard for the others. Too bad about that. But yeah, enough of me. In fact, no rules, because this is interesting. You're probably asking yourself, who can play this game? How does the substitution work? Will the referee be the same? The referee part, I'm not sure. I assume that the referee needs to be the same, but the other rules I know. So the rules are very simple. De Rossi can change the lineup as much as he wants to. De Rossi can change the lineup as much as he wants to, in a sense that he can completely change the team, start a different formation, start different players and all of that. He has the freedom of doing that. The only thing that the two managers can't do is that they can't play and they can't sub in the players that already got subbed off in the previous 70 minutes of the game. So in this case, Awar and Huijsen were the only two players which were subbed off. They are the only two players which cannot get subbed in and cannot play this game. On Udinese's front, it's Kamara and Ezibue. These are the four players which can't play this game. The rest, De Rossi can change whatever he wants. He can start with a different formation. He can do whatever he wants. The only thing that he can't do is Huijsen and Awar can't start because they were subbed off in that part of the game. Which is why I'm going to show you this predicted 11 and you're going to faint, because you're probably going to go like, oh my god, we're going to lose this game looking at this predicted 11. But as I said before, the key to winning this game is risking to lose in order to win. Remember that motto and look at this predicted 11. Right, look at that. Prepare your questions. Hit the like in the meantime if you're buzzing, and I'm gonna read a few comments and then I'm gonna leave the others for the end. What time is the game? 8 p.m. Italian time. There were only 37,000 fans at the Stadio Olimpico for Lazio versus Juve, and 10,000 of them were Juve fans. I'm happy Lazio didn't go through because you never know. They might have lifted that trophy. They could have lifted that trophy. So, yet, another season where Lazio don't lift the trophy, bucket list complete. Who's our striker playing tomorrow? I'm going to go with Azmoun. I think starting Tammy is wrong. I wouldn't have started Tammy on Monday against Bologna. He's overplaying. You can't expect a player who just has been out for the past 8 months to get back and play these so many minutes. Azmoun scored a goal on Monday. It would be criminal not to start him. Lukaku's still unavailable for this game. I genuinely think we have to play at least 4 at the front. We need this goal more than anything. Love from New Jersey. Hello, Matthew. How are you? Simo, right now you've got 2 predictions wrong, but thank God one of them. And right now you have got 2 predictions wrong, but thank God you got one of them wrong, and you know which one. Which one? I don't remember many things that I say in these live streams, so do let me know. Or there are gonna be fans for this game. Well, yeah, it's not banned. It's not banned. If you're a Roma fan and go all the way to Udine and watch a 20-minute game, give me your phone number and I'm gonna gift you something. Because if you're gonna go all the way to Udine, which by the way is close to the Slovenian border, so probably the northest team in the Italian league, if you do that, you've got all my respect. Like, if you're watching this video and you're going to Udine tomorrow to watch a 20-minute game, I will give you whatever you want, because you deserve it. Congrats, Simon, for almost 12k subs. Thank you very much. We're not far off it, so please do subscribe if you haven't already. Right, a lot of people saying, what the fuck, this is funny. And you're right. This is funny. But this is the only way I see Roma score a goal in 20 minutes. I know Roma too well. Roma take a lot of time. Normally, in most scenarios, they take at least 20 minutes to unlock themselves. It happened only a few times this season that we scored early goals. Other than that, it normally takes us 15 to 20 minutes to unlock ourselves. This formation is extremely risky. And this formation is a classic formation that can make you win as much as it can make you lose. But I think sometimes in life you have to risk. I think sometimes in life you have to risk. You have to, because starting with this lineup is also going to catch Udinese out of surprise. Going through it, Zvilo in goal, Mancini and Smalling in defence, Spina and Cilic fullbacks. Of course they're going to defend. I only put them like that in this graphic so that you can see how much they need to be vital in terms of contributions tomorrow. They need to attack just like our offensive wingers. But obviously expect them to come back. Cristante as defensive midfield pivot. Pellegrini, Paredes, Dybala, El Shaarawy and Azmoun all together block, a massive concentration of human beings. We've seen it in the first 70 minutes of the Udinese game. Udinese defended well. We need to put blocks on them. We need to put masses on them. We need to put players on them, because they're going to defend this result. I don't expect Udinese opening themselves up and trying to win this game, because if they do that and then they lose, it can cost us their relegation this season. They're not far off relegation. I don't think they'll get relegated, and I hope they won't. But you just see how 1 point can change their season. So they're going to park the bus. And that is where, if they park the bus and we don't change something, this game is going to end 1-1. The only way we win this game is if we spice one thing up, catch them out of surprise, put a lot of players in the box to counter their defenders, and yeah. The other factor of playing with a lot of players together is, for example, corner kicks, free kicks, putting the ball in the box. The more players you put in the in the box, you never know. You know, and a ball might spike away and Azmoun heads it in. That's the other factor of starting with a lot of players all together. But that's my predicted 11. The one thing that maybe could happen, which I wouldn't be mad, is starting with a three-man defense. So Angelino, Smalling, and Mancini, and then starting with Cristante, Spina, Cilic, Pellegrini, El Shaarawy, Dybala, and Azmoun. That could be the other change. But look, I think that if we don't change something, tomorrow in the match reaction, we're going to speak about a 1-1 game. And I know a lot of people might laugh when they look at this. And yes, okay, I understand where your giggles are coming from. But you need to understand that this game is 20 minutes. I've been speaking for 20 minutes. The game is technically done. This live stream is longer than the game. So we need to do something that can amaze them and surprise them and lead us to a win. So I know it's funny, but sometimes it's these formations that cost you defeats, but also costs you games and costs you wins. I agree. This formation can make you easily win, as it can also make you easily lose, and that's where we have to risk. Because getting 1 point or 0 points from tomorrow, yes, there's a little difference, but I don't think it's good enough. It's unlucky because I think we would have won the game if it hadn't been suspended. And Dika's health priority number 1. So yeah, we're back in Udine tomorrow. And again, this is my predicted 11. I'm not De Rossi. I'm 99% convinced De Rossi's not going to start with this. But yeah, I mean, if in the graphic that you're currently seeing, I put Cilic and Spina a bit backwards, nobody here is going to laugh. Because the only thing that makes you laugh is how Mancini and Smalling are so isolated at the back. Which I agree, it's funny, but you also need to picture Cilic and Spinazzola coming back. So that's the thing that graphic doesn't show you. I've only displayed it like that so you can understand the importance of attacking tomorrow, because 20 minutes is not an easy game to prepare. Yeah, that's all I'll say. Don't you have to use the same formation you had in the game? No, you don't have to. You only can't start the players who got subbed off. Seeing Cannavaro versus De Rossi will be great. If only Dean didn't mess things up, yes. I want Sassuolo to get relegated. We need to win so the Atalanta game will matter a bit less. Speaking about Atalanta, I hope Atalanta go through tonight. Because if Atalanta add a Coppa Italia final to their schedule, it means that the game prior to the Coppa Italia final, they're probably going to rest a lot of their players. And Atalanta have a sneaky calendar in terms of they need to be playing against relegation teams. So I hope that Atalanta go through because it can distract them a bit more. There was a report today that Chelsea may be open to another loan with Lukaku as long as there is an obligation to buy. This is great news, says Saint. Baldanzi has to score. Baldanzi, in my opinion, won't start. This match preview is longer than the actual match. This formation is too funny. 20 IQ formation. Mancini at striker. Puts Villar up top. Put Rui Patricio instead of Azmoun. Put Rui Patricio in. Put him up top. I just bought tickets for the Leverkusen game. Good. I got them too. I got them last week. I saw a tweet a few days ago about that game which says only go to the stadium if you believe in the team and if you believe in getting a result. If you don't believe in the game and if you don't believe in the team, if you don't believe in miracles, then you might as well not go to the stadium and donate your ticket to somebody else. So yeah, shout out to you. The Milan away, you said we would lose, says Ines. Oh yeah. I understand what you were going on about. Wouldn't Paredes be playing in CDM role and Cristante in centre mid role? I think it's the same. I think both are slow. I just put Paredes up top because he's better at shooting than Cristante. But yeah, I can see them switching around. No need to rest tomorrow. Best 11 and we gotta go full on. It's just 20 minutes. True. I think it's not the game that is gonna knacker us. I think it's the preparation. It's going there and coming back which is gonna mentally exhaust us. You picked no young players. We lack creativity in this formation. Well, let me ask you a question. Who on the bench, which player that I didn't put in this formation do you think is creative enough to change the game? Because I think all the creative players that can change the game are in that graphic. When we played Brighton, Azmoun got a goal disallowed because of the bicycle kick. Will the game be televised? Yes, I assume so, in Italy. On his day, he's the best striker of all time, even for real. Will you go live for the game tomorrow? Yes, I will. Pellegrini seemed 2 feet away, maybe. That's very close. He backed off it because it was dangerously close to his head. My mind is dangerous kick. Great technique. Do you still want to buy Zirkzee? Well, if I have to say, if I have to choose, yes, but we're not gonna get Zirkzee. So yeah, if we have the chance, of course, but we won't have the chance. Hi Simo, what's the score prediction for the Roma Napoli game? I wanna focus on this game first. I think that game is gonna get influenced by the result of this one, definitely. If Sassuolo get relegated, do you think we will be able to get Berardi? Also, after his injury, he should be cheaper. Also, would you rather have Chiesa or Berardi? I'd rather have Chiesa. But yeah, if Sassuolo get relegated, then they will sell Berardi, no doubt. I mean, I think Sassuolo are going to sell him even if they don't get relegated. But I actually feel like Sassuolo are going to get relegated. Sassuolo are so bad. Like, they concede an average of 4 goals every game. I think Salernitana and Sassuolo and Frosinone are going to go down. But Udinese is on the brink, so the game tomorrow is going to mean a lot for them. Right, my friends, I'm going to leave you to it. Have a good day, have a good evening. I'm going to catch you tomorrow for transfer news and a 20-minute live watch-along and match reaction. Tomorrow's going to be a full day. So yeah, enjoy your evening, enjoy your day. It's Liberation Day tomorrow in Italy, so to all the Italians watching this, buon 25 aprile, no school, obviously, so that means that I'll be filming a few things tomorrow, and then on Friday I'm off to Perugia, little day trip. I just need this day trip. I need this day trip to prepare for the Napoli game and the Leverkusen game. Great little city, Perugia. If you come to Italy, go. I'm gonna go with my friends on Friday. Yeah, Friday. Is it Wednesday today? Yeah, on Friday, day trip. Chocolate. They've got great chocolate. So yeah, I'll be going there on Friday. Right, I'm gonna catch you tomorrow. Have a good one and talk to you soon. Simo out.